Hello and welcome back. I'm Joe Ruck, 3D character and environment artist of Tombstone Studios, and on behalf of the team, we're here again with another update into the development of our upcoming game, Robes, Wrinkles and Magical Evils. Our previous devlog video introduced the thematic fundamentals and mechanics of RW&Me, and since then, we've been hard at work implementing new features and content. During our second and current development sprint, we've had two primary objectives at the forefront of our minds. To address in action the feedback we've received from playtesting with testers and the kind systems, games and principal designers of Epic Games who generously gave us their time, and to consolidate our further game loops, introducing improvements and refinements wherever possible. Focusing on the feedback, the team really took heed of Epic Games' recommendation of scaling back our ambitions for the time being, ceasing introduction of further mechanics and really refining the first 5 minutes of RW&Me. They saw that we needed a concrete and heavily polished slice of immediate gameplay to ensure audience retention and to prevent players from putting controllers down. We took this advice and held off from introducing further game-changing additions and looked back towards our fundamentals, ultimately deciding to downscale our previous 7+ areas to the 5 areas we currently have. We made this choice to ensure that each of the rooms and the gameplay taking place within them feels as complete as possible, nailing the gothic aesthetic, shape language and feel of our 15th to 16th century medieval castle inspiration as best as we could, all the while adding our own spin of inadequacy and general air of bodge jobness throughout. Both playtesters and the Epic Games staff have said that they really liked the comedic elements of the game, so we've lent into this even further, injecting more of our cheesy senses of humour into the game through slapstick motion capture animation, wacky sketch comedy audio narration,
Okay, heard about that one about the heresy. You're making it?
You're going. Well, you will never get past these fellows.
and goofy farcical sound effects, emphasising that the game isn't taking itself too seriously. As touched upon in the previous devlog video, we've been keen to introduce a more gradual difficulty curve, hoping to appease both beginner and adept players alike. Our level designer Aaron Haffenden has been cultivating a fluid introductory sequence in which players are diegetically taught of their abilities and the game's mechanics sequentially, prior to encountering advanced puzzles and increased numbers of enemies, preventing overwhelmingness and ensuring players are fully aware of their capabilities before game difficulty increases. Mechanically speaking, there have been some major changes, primarily the removal of mana and the flight ability. We thought long and hard about these changes but concluded that limiting the player's primary means of interaction with the environments and the major fun factor of the game, telekinesis, simply lessened the overall experience. The application of the flight ability was also far too restricted due to the castle's interior setting. However, we are in the works of replacing this with something else exciting. To counteract these changes, a new enemy type was introduced. Animated and coded by our lead programmer Liam Shelley, a ranged-based skeleton enemy has been added who will throw projectiles at the player from afar, adding another type of combat to the gameplay. Alongside this, Liam has been instrumental in programming the visual effects created by our 2D and 3D artist George List, which represent enemy health and current status through ties to their visual appearance. He's even gone as far as to recording cutscenes and voiceovers to aid the game's narrative.
Can you hear me now, you old bag of farts? You have no idea what's in store for you. Turn the damn thing off!
A huge change to the visuals of RW&Me is the user interface and the addition of GIBs, visually deteriorating objects. George has completely overhauled the player's previous heads-up display, revamping the iconography of ability icons and also the in-game menus to fit thematically with the game's premise. Liam has even done away with the health bar in favour of a vignette screen effect and introduced visual damage to objects. Again, portraying damage in the more diegetic way we intend to. We hope you've enjoyed this second instalment of our development logs covering the progress of Robes, Wrinkles and Magical Evils, and that you'll perhaps follow us and support our development through our social media platforms.